Jake Rosen joins us now with more on the Blanche testimony. There was a bit of conversation with the acting Attorney General about the Epstein files and what the Justice Department has done, properly or improperly, with that. I want to play for our audience a soundbite from Blanche that was, by turns, an explanation and a bit of an apology. Let's listen.
There were mistakes that were made, and so approximately 1% of the redactions had to be fixed after we released the Epstein files. Chairman, we had dozens of lawyers on call 24/7 whenever we learned that any victim's name had been improperly not redacted. We immediately took the document down and fixed it as soon as we could. That doesn't excuse the mistakes of which I take responsibility, but it does mean that we tried to fix them.
Mistakes were made.
They were. And we saw Pam Bondi get put on the hot seat repeatedly on this issue when she was Attorney General. We've seen Todd Blanche now face the same crisis at the same time as this hearing was going on. Kathy Rumler, a prominent feature in those Epstein files, was in front of the House Oversight Committee, who is still litigating and investigating on their own, independent of the Department of Justice, using some of their files and some of their own research material and interviews, a separate investigation. This simply won't go away. It's just how Todd Blanche addresses it going forward. You'll remember he was the one who went out to reporters saying earlier this year that the Epstein files investigation was done, concluding what we learned a year ago about this week, that there was not going to be potential charges brought as a result of this, and also that there was a comprehensive review to be released. And slowly we went through them as CBS reporters. And as a country, there's still so many unknown questions about this. The victims were still in the audience. This just seems like a live ball that, while Todd Blanche did try to apologize for today, how damaging is it as a victim to have your sensitive information be leaked at all, even though, yes, he says it's 1%, for the invasion of privacy that causes on not just those 10 women who were there, but dozens of others who had their sensitive information or private information put out there wrongfully as part of these redactions. That's kind of incalculable, and that's part of the problem.
And you mentioned this memo that went out under the former Attorney General, Pam Bondi, saying there is no need to further investigate and there'll be no further prosecutions. And what I heard Todd Blanche say repeatedly today is that if there's any new information, we will investigate. Wait a minute. I thought you'd made a determination a year ago that you wouldn't and couldn't because there's nothing there.
And Todd Blanche has had to deal with President Trump going out there and saying that Jay Clayton, who you just mentioned, was handling investigation out of his office, dealing with this same problem. It was politically charged, though, for President Trump, only naming Democrats that were in the Epstein files and directing Clayton to only investigate those people.
Jake Rosen, always a pleasure. Thank you so very much.